Hey everybody, this is Grace. This video, I want to talk about when somebody is rather patronizing, but it's more than that. It's about whenever you are, say you, I don't mean you, it's just the way I tell these things. You're working with somebody. Say you've done the same job for many, many years, and most of it is online. And you hardly have any communication, not over the phone, you can online, but it's timed, and they don't want you to spend time chatting, okay, online, emails or anything like that. And you've been doing it for years, and what your job is, that you have to work with somebody else. Usually you don't know this person. All you know is that person is at the same level as you, and the two of you do the job together. Like that person does something, you do something, back and forth. And let's say in this one it's a man. Now like you might see a picture, an avatar or whatever, that other person or their name. So that's how you have a good idea of, if they're male or female. This one is male. So you've been doing this job for, like I said, years. And you've noticed this pattern over years. And in your mind, it's like 50% of the time, the person on the other side just doesn't know what they're doing. Okay, they're slackers, or they're pretty much seem like they just started a job. And they don't have the whole idea of how it all works. And you've been doing it so many years, you do. So you have this come up again, and it's a guy, and you start working, and you notice this is yet another one who doesn't know what they're doing, and seem like they really don't want to even do the job. So you're timed, and you have to get it done. You don't have time to sit there and say anything to them, whatever, and you're getting it done. So they keep making mistakes, and you keep correcting the mistakes, so you can do your part, and then they do it again. They make another mistake, you have to correct it, and it gets very frustrating. And this can lead a person to this kind of thing. Could lead a person to wonder: are they doing this? The bosses on purpose? Now that's a bit of a conspiracy, theory. I don't like to call them theories, but are they doing this on purpose? So you will wind up having to train these people. Okay, and they're not paying you to do that. They're not telling you that they're doing that, but it's awful suspicious that to you that like 50% of the time you get somebody like this. Okay, and there must be something going wrong, or are they hiring people and not training them enough? So it winds up being on you, and it's a constant stress because you never know who is this person going to be the next person. Are they going to know how to do their job? Are you going to have to correct their mistakes repeatedly? Okay. Now, also on this job, you are aware of that they have a quality control. When you do your job, I've had a job like that before. Oh my goodness. And they have this quality control, and it could be one person, several people, however many. Once you're finished with what you're doing, it goes to them, and they check, they look at it and see what was done. And they can see what was done, who did what, and how it was done. And you're aware of that, and so is the other people. Everybody knows that this is how it works. So this, you've been doing it for years, so you know. Well, at some point, this person, and you've had this happen to you with the people who are generally the slackers, don't know their job, whatever. Once you finally finish that thing, whatever it is, they will send a quick comment, basically patronizing you, saying that you did a good job. The person who's at your level. This is not your superior, in a job. This is at your level, and they're screw up, and you just don't comment because it's done. It's over with. The next one comes around, and but after a while, if you see that, you think. With different people, it's always somebody new. You think that's very patronizing, and it's also very, like they screwed up all the while. You had to correct them, correct their mistakes, not them, but correct their mistakes they made, and they're going to tell you, you did a good job. Okay. And you could start to question, is this, actually quality control doing it, or is this your boss, or is this somebody like that? And that's how it leads to, is these thoughts of suspicious thoughts. It could. Or you just some people would just let it roll off their back and move on. Different responses. But eventually you get tired of it, because it's very stressful for you. It becomes more and more like that over, time. And like at the beginning, it wasn't quite so bad, but now it's got to the point where it's just too much. So you go and you talk to your boss. You send off an email. Boss says, she's going to check it out with quality control, and basically she comes back and with another email and says that that you're just being a little too touchy. She didn't see anything like that. You're being too touchy, or you're too sensitive to stuff. Turns it around on you. Okay, you're the one at fault, and you're not. You've been doing your job, and say that's that boss is a new one, even. So you're here and you're thinking, I'm correcting these people's mistake. I'm practically training them how to do their job right. And you get good responses from quality control. You're really good at your job, say 99% accuracy. And nobody's perfect. And I've had that happen before, 99% accuracy, and still they're going to complain about that one. Okay, yeah. Really, that was many years ago, but come on, seriously. You do hundreds and hundreds of them, and then they're going to complain about that one. But, or those ones, I should say. So they're trying to put it back on you. But what is the real purpose? How could you manage to see it as right, as something that is, they're doing things right, when you're basically training these people for free? You're not getting paid extra to do it. So should you feel that there's something going on behind the scenes that's not right, and that they're allowing these people to come through yours, to you, so you can teach them how to do it right and not do it, the way, or they know that these people are slackers, and that you'll pick up the slack. Okay. So how would you see it? Now, this is on my mind for various reasons, but now if you actually do see this thing, you have a clue. You really have a clue. You've been doing this job for years. Like I just keep saying, that's having a clue. Okay, sorry, I had a phone call right then. But so what are you going to do? Are you going to quit your job because of it? But you can go so deep into this of seeing, well, they know that you're not going to quit. You've been there for years. Finding a job is difficult right now. You need a job, so they're throwing this stuff at you and not paying you more for it. You're kind of stuck. Okay, unless you can somehow find another job, and they know it. Okay, I remember times like that. I do, and but they want to get away with things that it's rather corrupt. So what would you do? Now, about that part with people saying you are too sensitive. Okay, some people will say that you play the victim. You're not playing the victim. You are the victim. But they will say that you play the victim at things. Okay, when you see a pattern and you see this pattern increasing, it's not you. But there are some people out there who will try to convince other people too that that's just you saying, oh, they're victimizing me, they're doing me wrong, they're this, they're that, when it's really all you. You're just too sensitive. And that seems to be some of their favorites, is the word TOO, too, followed by something that is not a bad thing. Being sensitive is not a bad thing, but they'll say too sensitive. It's like they just throw everything under too sensitive, or too touchy, too something, when you figured them out. When you figured it out. Yeah, now it's not always the case in any of this. Okay, it could just be what would you say it could just be? It's become more, it's at some point became 50% of the time, then it's more and more, let's say it's still around 50%, but it's too much. Okay, too much, I don't know, a lot of jobs, all that downsizing many years ago, they would throw everything on. I knew one place that I was talking, mentioned it happened to me. They had something like, it was 30 or 40 cubicles, and they reduced it down to like under 10 employees during that downsizing. So they threw everything on those people. Well, I went through, a lot of people went through temp agencies to get jobs. I went through that. It was so micromanaged and so unbelievably pressure. And I had done that kind of work before. And I said, no. I called that agency. She said, you don't realize. And there were, you take notes when you first start. You take notes and everything. There were notepads sitting there by various handwriting. So you knew. So I knew, not you, but I knew they had a lot of turnover. And I heard that. I asked, and they did. They had a lot of turnover. Well, people aren't dumb. Not everybody in the world is dumb or desperate. That's the bad thing, is when people are desperate for a job, and they know this times are tough, and they're going to make it really tough on people and throw a lot on them. But, well, I think that's enough for this video. I'm going to try to start doing my videos in another way. It's good to be out, after that last week. I can't believe it was just last week. It seems like it's been many, many, many days since all this happened, and it isn't a whole full week. They went through that really bad, they call it historic winter storms, back to back to back, kind of thing. And so it's good to be outside. It's kind of a little chilly today, but we've been having beautiful weather in the 70s, 60s, and 70s for a few days here. And today I think it's going to be in the 50s, high, and start raining for several days, which we need, rain. But anyway, I want to start doing my videos a different way. I think I'm just going to try to do it just where it's just black screen, and instead of just sitting like this. But we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.